What's up, Dallas Cowboy fans out there on YouTube? Welcome to my Cowboys family here on a Wednesday evening, a little earlier than usual. Going to wait a couple minutes to get everybody in here, and then I'm going to make sure we talk a little bit about the big updates from today. There's 3 or 4 big ones that are definitely important for the Cowboy world of things. Let me double check to make sure the audio is okay, video is okay. What's up, Wolf Rider? Let me just double check something real quick, guys. Promise we're ready to roll. Yes, we are. All right, so I'm gonna wait for a couple people to get in here, and we're gonna kick this thing off tonight. I do have a special guest here coming in soon, in about a minute or so. Let me start this up. Looks like our stream is good. Everyone there can hear me? Awesome. Welcome to a couple of you that are in here right now. Today, we're going to be starting off with the Houston situation, with the Hurricane Harvey and the floods. J.J. Watt has raised already, I think, $9 million or $7 million right now. It's crazy. I think it's $7 million he just hit. $7 million for the Hurricane Relief Fund through J.J. Watt. And as I said, we're going to be, hey, what's up, Steve? How you doing? Jimmy Ross, what's up? How about them Cowboys? We're going to just quickly start off with the Houston situation. Obviously, you guys all know, I'm sure you've heard by now, the Cowboy game is going to be canceled. It is canceled, the Cowboy-Houston game, to allow the Houston players and coaches from the Texans to go back home to be with their family, to be able to kind of reset and get ready for the football season. Cowboys, obviously, we lose that last game with Cooper Rush and the Kellen Moore battle and seeing Ryan Switzer out there, but at least nobody gets hurt. And the Cowboys are going to practice tomorrow on Thursday. Instead of the game, of course, and I guess after practice they're going to be doing some community outreach, so probably either helping in the area, trying to do some stuff for donations, and maybe even go to Houston, some of these guys from the Cowboys, to help out there as well. So that's awesome news. That's the community coming together. NFL keeping it strong, and we're definitely going to be talking about Zeke in a minute, guys. But first, my special guest is here. Come on in. My little one, little Jay. She is here, my daughter, to announce something special about the Houston Hurricane Relief Fund, and actually through the American Red Cross.
So I have $10, $10 that we're going to donate to the people in Houston, to the Red Cross.
Yep, that's it.
To the Red Cross, and I mean, I really hope that the people there, are safe, and I hope that even though it's $10, I really hope that it helps them in some way, and I hope that if any of you guys know somebody there in Houston, or who are in that area, I hope that the people that whether it's relatives or it's friends or whoever, I hope that they're okay, and obviously, I hope everyone there will be okay.
And yeah, hey, look, and listen, every little bill helps, every little penny helps. They already, like I said, J.J. Watt's fund raised already over $7 million, which is awesome in like 3 days. You're gonna doing your part. This is actually all her money from her holidays and her birthdays, so that's what it's coming from, right out of her account. We will be donating as well and doing things for that as well. And again, guys, I'm gonna let you know. My daughter is donating to the American Red Cross. You can text Harvey. You can text 90999 and text Harvey, and you can also donate through there. But we're gonna do this right after this stream. We're gonna call 1-855-999-GIVE, which is where we're going to send your donation for the American Red Cross for the Hurricane Harvey fund. And then we're also going to donate some money as well. Myself, my fiance, etc., and my mother, everybody. So guys, you do the same. Thank you so much, special guest star. And go ahead, do your homework. Yeah, we'll do that in a little bit.
Bye-bye.
And what else do we always say?
Go Cowboys!
That's right. I trained her right. So what's up, everyone? Welcome. And now that we got that kind of I definitely wanted to start with that. That is, that's over football or everything else. That's very important that we definitely help contribute and help each other in a real way. So, but now let's kick this off with the football stuff, guys, the Cowboy stuff. I talked about the game getting canceled. Disappointing, but don't worry, guys. Tomorrow, I'm gonna set up my Madden lineup sometime tomorrow in the afternoon or evening. Set up the lineup to have the backups in. And I'm gonna play it out. We're gonna talk a little bit about our team and our backups, and in the 45 minutes to an hour that I'm gonna be streaming the Madden 18 through my PlayStation, and I'm gonna do a little exhibition game with Houston and the Cowboys with all the backups on both teams, just to see what we would have seen yesterday. We'll at least get to see a 45-minute preview, almost realistic version of it through Madden, and with some of my my commentary of all the players on both sides. So that should be fun. Probably not going to do a video like this tomorrow, just going to do the Madden thing. But you could, obviously still going to be very informative. And any updates as well will be said through there. We're going to touch on the Zeke stuff soon. Of course, if there's a Zeke update tomorrow, I'll be on its own kind of separate update. But I'm not expecting anything on that. Probably not till after tomorrow night / Friday. Sometime it could be the earliest to probably hear anything back on the Zeke thing. I will go back on that in a minute, guys. Now, kicking off the day, aside from the Houston cancellation, the game canceled, the Cleveland Browns, guys. A lot of talk in the Cowboy world about Joe Hayden, the cornerback that was cut by the by the Cleveland Browns today. A lot of word, a lot of people were talking about Cowboy Nation. Stephen Jones, other people, they were definitely intrigued about picking him up. I personally think he would have been too costly. And also, he's injury-prone, guys. I know that we have Carroll and we have all these rookies that are injured, but right now, this guy, we'll be bringing him in, hurting our salary cap, and a guy who might not be much better than at this point of his career, might not be as much better than Orlando Scandrick or Nolan Carroll. I mean, he might be at a slight improvement for the short term. But is he worth the price that's the Pittsburgh Steelers paid and picked him up, because they did end up picking him up? So he's not in the running anymore for us, and no more real talk about Joe Hayden. I think the Cowboys are going to pretty much stick with most of the guys that they already have on their team right now. But I do think that after the cuts on Saturday, you're going to see a lot of guys coming out there, and the Cowboys might pick up some depth players, especially on the offensive line, linebacker, maybe cornerback. We'll see what happens and what comes about after Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern when the cuts hit. Guys, there was a kickoff luncheon today for the Cowboys. It was kind of cool to see all the Cowboys come out, the players and coaches. They were all suited up in suits. With some of them brought their wives out there with the coaches and upper management. And they just announced everybody that kind of been through the whole training camp, and they kind of had them run out. It was kind of interesting to see. It was fun. They had 2016 awards, which they gave out the special teams MVP, which it was not Dan Bailey. Chris Jones, our punter, got the last year's MVP on special teams. Our defensive MVP from 2016 was number 50, the man the man who controls everything, Sean Lee, guys. He deservedly got that Player of the Year on defense, MVP. And for the Cowboys on offense, we had our offensive MVPs. Two of them, they split it. There's, of course, Mr. Zeke and Mr. Dak. Dak and Zeke, bro. That's the way, that's kind of how everything went down. It was kind of easy to predict all these guys pretty much for the Cowboys, but it was interesting to see them give out awards. That was kind of talked about. Let me go through some of your guys' stuff here, guys. I didn't mean to ignore you. I just want to get that stuff out there. Let's see here. We're going to make the final 53 preseason game is canceled. Yeah, so Manuel, what's up? So we're going to be making the final 53 since the preseason game is canceled. That's going to be the final 53 video, the special. We're definitely making it. We already pulled up a whole bunch of stuff the last couple of days, my fiance and I, and what we're going to be talking about when it comes to that video, which will be Friday, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be the Madden video where I talk about the Houston Cowboy game if it would have went down, and with the backups in the game, so we can talk about them too. We're going to definitely, Frankie G, we're going to definitely talk about Hitchens. That's another part of the big news I wanted to discuss. I'm trying to get the smaller stuff kind of out of the way right now. So let me run to this here. Jerry Jones, he said today at the luncheon that the biggest mistake he ever made in his Cowboy ownership life was the way he fired Tom Landry when he took over in '89. So I could definitely understand that regret he has. It was definitely kind of abrupt. If any of you guys were around back then, you'd know it was kind of disrespectful to Tom Landry. So I can understand why he feels bad about that. Another guy on our team, Mr. Zach Martin, number 70, our awesome right guard. the Cowboys have been said that they've been trying to work on an extension to his contract, guys. It's kind of hanging over his head and the Cowboys team as a whole, because we got everybody else signed up except for him for long term. So right now it looks like what I'm hearing is that they're coming closer, really close to getting this deal signed. At the latest, it shouldn't be before the end of the season. It should be done before the end of the season, guys. Just keep that in mind. So Zach Thomas should be signed soon, and I'm saying soon, in the next 3 or 4 months. It should be all wrapped up, hopefully, for a long-term deal, guys. Rico Gathers, let's touch on him real quick. You know, we saw the tweet from a couple days ago. He said he's coming back. Jason Garrett kind of said he's still in concussion protocol. He's still in concussion protocol today. He needs to practice, guys. If he wants to be active for week 1 against the Giants, he's going to have to practice sometime next week. After this weekend and all the cuts, Rico's got to get back on the field. If not, he's probably going to end up, inactive for that first game against the Giants. But he's definitely on the team, and he's not going to go any kind of IR. I don't predict that happening. Now, let's talk about Hitchens, guys. Anthony Hitchens, number 59. He's like, one of the other brains of our defense. As you guys know, we lost him for a while with his knee injury. We were hoping it wasn't an ACL, which it was predicted to be. It was not when they did the MRI, but they still wanted to go in there and scope his knee on yesterday. So guess what? They went in there, scoped his knee yesterday. No word of what happened. It kind of got me a little nervous since we didn't really touch on that yesterday. They announced it today, though, guys. Thank goodness. They announced today that when they did the scope, they did arthroscopic knee scope yesterday, and today they announced that it showed 0 tears, no tears, no damage to the ACL or MCL, and actually, guys, it went better than expected. They actually found out that the fracture wasn't as bad, I think, and that he's going to be back. Good chance he's going to be back. Not only is it supposed to be 8 to 10 weeks, he's going to probably be back between 6 and 8 weeks, guys. That's a great sign for our middle line, for our basically our middle linebacker who's going to really puts everybody in position and gets everything kind of together on defense. He's one of our real leaders on defense next to Sean Lee. Fantastic, guys. So that's great news about Anthony Hitchens. Justin Durant, guys, is going to – he can play all 3 linebacker spots. Remember that, middle, weak, and the strong side. He's going to be out there a lot, mixing it up with a lot of different sets, Durant. Even though he's older, he knows our system, which is great news. And, guys, he's going to be the main replacement right now for Anthony Hitchens. He's going to probably play the Mike, which is the middle linebacker position. He's going to make all the calls and stuff. Durant, he knows how to do it. Sean Lee will help if needed on the weak side. The strong side will be Damian Wilson. When he's out, Damian Wilson, you'll see Jalen Smith playing. And then nickel, you're going to see Sean Lee and Jalen Smith playing. So, guys, keep an eye on all those things. Our linebacker situation, even though it's, unfortunately, it's kind of downgraded a little bit since Hitchens' injury. Good news is no tear. 100% no tear after going in there with, under the knife and for a quick surgery, arthroscopic knee surgery there. Not surgery, but a knee scope. And everything all good. We can just hold it together for 4 to 6 weeks on defense. I think we'll be okay. And we'll talk about Zeke in a minute. That's the last thing on my list. But let me go through some of these here, guys. First of all, yeah, we don't root for injuries. No way for any team. I don't care who it is. I don't care how much we hate them. No injuries as far as I'm concerned. Let me say hi to everybody out there. Mr. Wright, what's up? Eagle fan, how you doing? Amy Can Fly, what's up? Good to see you on there. Steve, of course, I said hi already. I see a lot of retracted messages. Frankie G, what's up? Akers, one of the great left-footed kickers. Steve Scoggins. Amy Can Fly, Mr. Wright. My phone fell. You're good. Okay, so good. I'm glad everything is good in the chat. Anybody watching, guys, hit like or the thumbs up, whatever that is. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. We're growing slowly but surely, guys. We're up to like 214 people right now subscribed on a consistent basis watching us. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we're gonna continuously grow this channel, guys. It's gonna be fun this season. Now, as far as and Amy Can Fly is saying yes, Hitchens is back sooner, guys. It was supposed to be 8 to 10 weeks with Hitchens, and he's a major part of our defense. Especially when you consider the fact that we are already kind of shorthanded. We're already kind of ranked lower than most would want to give us credit for. And, we haven't deserved anything higher than what we're being talked about on defense yet. So, with Hitchens gone, it's going to hurt us. But at least we have a couple guys to kind of sustain it. Damian Wilson probably won't get suspended until later in the year. By then, hopefully, Hitchens will be back and we'll be at full blast at linebacker. And Amy Can Fly. Yeah, you came a little late. But, yes, they are going to have practice tomorrow. They're going to have probably an early practice, and then they're going to do a lot of community outreach. So probably helping in the area in Dallas. We're going to probably helping in Houston. Maybe some guys will go out there and contribute and help and just get stuff like loaded up, supplies packed up to go to Houston. But the Cowboys as a team are going to be doing this tomorrow, aside from also practicing guys. What's up, Hollyway? How you doing? Frankie G, what do you think about Sheldon Richardson? Well, again, I don't think we're going to sign any of these guys. I just don't see any of this happening, guys. Joe Hayden, of course. Yeah, no, I'm kind of never really a big fan of the Joe Hayden situation. I see it more as a, I don't know, an older player kind of trying to stop the leaks in our on our defense, like a bridge player, kind of like what Nolan Carroll is. I'm not really a big fan of that, guys. I just don't like to see wasted money on someone like Joe Hayden, who's going to have injury issues at times. He's been in the league for a while. He's definitely not the player he was in the past. And again, he might be better with us and the Cowboys as a team because we have a better offense than the Browns, and we can control the ball and kind of maybe make the opponents make them one-dimensional. But again, is it worth this much money for somebody who's going to be probably some kind of a bridge player? That's definitely on his decline, on his way down. I don't think so. So, guys, got $9 million a year. Yeah, exactly. See, that's what I'm saying, Frankie G. There's no way the Cowboys are going to sign a Hayden. Like, the Steelers signed him, and let them pay that money. I don't know. We'll see if it pays off for them. But, and again, remember, they're division rivals. So, if anybody knows how good or bad or if he's worth it for Joe Hayden, it would be the Steelers, Ravens, and Bengals. So, Pittsburgh picked him up, and we shall see. He is. I agree with Hollyway. He's kind of not washed up, but definitely on the way down, on the decline. Guys, Zeke news. Guys, go to the Twitter page, our Twitter page here, My Cowboys Family, at My Cowboys Family on Twitter. I posted new evidence that they released today. It's kind of leaked about another witness that was under oath, and that the guys. I'm going to read it to you. I mean, it's incredible what they had. This guy was a classmate of Zeke at Ohio State. Took multiple photos during those days, especially during the days of the 20th, July 20th, to the early morning of July 22nd, I guess, that morning, meaning like 2 in the morning. All this was before this fight that she had. I think on the next day she had a fight at the bar. He took pictures. They presented these photos into evidence today. This is part of the new evidence that Zeke is bringing up. And guys, if you really look at the Twitter post, you see what he said. That we basically retweeted it. But check it out. It has all the information on what he said happened. He saw no bruises, no cuts, no injuries on Tiffany Thompson, the accuser. And, he's actually did that under oath on an affidavit and the whole thing. And there was nothing. He said he didn't see anything. They seemed to be happy. There was no anger from her, no anger from him. There was no issues. They were getting along fine. It's obviously things weren't that great with them, because if you see some of their texts, they were back and forth kind of. She was angry at him, and he was upset with her, and he kind of wanted her back. And I don't know what was going on. There's a lot of stuff in the text. If you look at, we also tweeted that as well from the texts from the Ohio Police Department, and they talk about the Columbus City Police Department. But they talk about the more details of the texts back and forth. But guys, this guy who's a classmate of Zeke, knew Tiffany Thompson as well, was around them for 2 straight days when all these things already supposedly happened or was happening. So this is a huge witness for Zeke. It's going to definitely, I predict it's going to definitely help his case, whether it's not for the appeal, but it's going to be for the injunction hearing, for the stay. It's going to be a real big deal, guys. That's one of the things that came in. Also, there was other witnesses aside from Zeke himself who testified under oath today as well. It continued from yesterday. So there was multiple witnesses. Another witness that came in today from the let me see here. They allowed a guy. Let me go to him in a minute. But Zeke testified. They had the NFL Director of Investigations testify for Zeke. They had the NFLPA's own forensic experts who also took the stand under oath. And again, like the guy I said, the guy who had his sworn testimony, witness that was there with Zeke and Tiffany Thompson from July 20th to the 22nd of the early morning. 0 bruises, 0 marks, 0 cuts, 0 injuries to Tiffany Thompson, when she already said this has been going on from the 17th to the 21st, guys. It's obvious to me that, if all these things are actually true and they have that, I mean, he took pictures and he's submitted that to the evidence into this appeal. That's going to change everything, I think, and I think the NFL is going to be screwed big time when this is all said and done, guys. But again, and then one more piece of evidence, guys. Tomorrow, this thing was supposed to be wrapped up today or I guess tomorrow at the latest was supposed to be wrapped up. Not going to happen tomorrow. The NFL actually they denied a certain person to do a phone interview, testifying over the phone. The NFL denied the request from the NFLPA and Zeke multiple times, but today, late today, they actually are now allowing it. So tomorrow, there will be a witness who is finally allowed, after being denied multiple times, to testify over the phone under oath, for Zeke and the NFLPA. And we're thinking, I heard this on Mark Holmes kind of say this too, I wonder if it's going to be the other woman that was in the fight with Tiffany Thompson on the 22nd. Guys, or the 21st to the 22nd, that whole situation. This could be a real big deal, guys, for what's going to come when it relates to Tiffany Thompson's credibility, and whether or not for this appeal, for definitely the injunction hearing that I'm sure Zeke will take it unless all 6 games are taken off. And the reason that this is going to help is because, I mean, NFL never interviewed, none of these people, the 4 investigators, never even interviewed Tiffany Thompson. They never even, obviously didn't take anything under oath or anything like this. There's no credibility behind her side of things. And I think Zeke is trying to show that not only does he didn't do this, but there's a pile of credibility on his side with multiple witnesses. I'm talking about in the double digits of multiple witnesses that have testified under oath that either there was a fight with Tiffany Thompson and this other woman at the bar after the alleged beatings that she said that Zeke did. During that time when she alleged that these things were happening, there's 4 or 5 people I've already seen and read their sworn testimony under oath that they did not see bruises on her when she was in a bikini in the hot tub during that week. She had no marks on her. From the 20th to the morning of the 22nd, no marks, no bruises, and there's photographs to back this up, guys. So we'll see what happens when it's all said and done, but I think the NFL messed up, and it's just going to be a big ruckus when it all comes out, I think. I'm interested to see what the NFL has. They say that they have all these things and this proof, and they have this, evidence. Nothing yet has come up, leaked, or nothing that's come from this case at all, from the people there watching and listening. Nothing has come out as far as backing the NFL, any of this stuff, that Zeke is guilty for hitting this woman, which is zero evidence of that right now. So let me just check you guys out real quick here. Space Cowboy, what's up? I'm glad to see you on here. Exactly. I mean, if he's just a little bit better than Morris Claiborne, guess what, guys? Is he worth it? Probably not. In my opinion, he's not worth $9 million a year. So let's see here. Hollyway, Hayden got beat by Aguilar, and that's embarrassing if Aguilar beats him. Just saying, he has hands like feet. Frankie G, Hayden just gets paid way too much money. Exactly. Amy can fly. We do need a solid cornerback, and we have Orlando Scandrick, and we have, I'm not gonna say Anthony Brown. I mean, Anthony Brown is as solid as we can get from last season. We of course also have Nolan Carroll, which again not solid. Nobody's really solid. I'd say Scandrick is the most solid corner we have, but he's not, like you saying, a solid CB, a cornerback, a coverage guy. The problem is that we can't pay Joe Hayden, with the amount of what all our cornerbacks are being paid for a guy who's injury prone. Not really, I'd say, a solid cornerback anymore. He's kind of like a little bit better version of a healthy Morris Claiborne, not worth $9 million a year. So to me, not solid. Not Derek Carr, but Carr, Claiborne, and even Barry Church to an extent are not players that we have to have. They're not solid cornerbacks or safeties, guy. They're decent to consistent when it comes to like Carr, a cornerback, or athletic, good cornerback when he's healthy, as Claiborne, or Church. He makes some mistakes. He was actually the best out of the 3 that we lost. But again, guys, I mean, he's definitely better than Heath. So in that sense, we went down some. But I think Xavier Woods going to come up soon this season. Him and Kevon Frazier seem to be making a push towards Heath. And like I said, Heath's going to be replaced by the middle of the year or before, guys. Space Cowboy, what's up? Only if Zeke doesn't win this appeal with new evidence, NFL is a legit kangaroo. It is. And the thing is that the NFL has already kind of made up its mind. They're not going to let Zeke. If they take off any games on Zeke, it's going to look like the NFL didn't do a good job investigating this thing for 13 months. It's embarrassing. So they're going to stick with this to the end, NFL, just like Zeke is as well. So when you think about it, guys, you're going to have the NFL probably ruling no reduction. Although I would be surprised if they reduced it 2 games and gave him only 4. he's still going to take it to the courts. If he go down to 2 games and they take off 4, which I extremely doubt, he's going to take it to court. If they take it to 1 game, he's going to take it to court, guys. So no matter what, he's going to take this to the courts to get an injunction and to stay on this, just for his name, if at the very least, even if he gets what he wants and gets 1 or 2 games, which is probably what he should have been suspended from the beginning for the boob gate St. Patrick's Day issue. But again, all these things added up, the NFL is not going to try to look like idiots right now. Now, when it goes to the judicial courts and they start to get the injunction going, and if they rule in favor, another embarrassment for the NFL. We hope for Zeke's case and for Zeke being able to play at least the beginning part of the season, and we'll take it from there and see if they really violated his rights. Because, see, that's what the Zeke and his people are saying, that the NFL violated not only the due process, even if it's allowed for Goodell to make the final ruling, the fact that they basically disparaged him and drug his name through the mud, and on no evidence at all, they're hurting his livelihood, guys. And I don't know how that falls around in the NFLPA and the owners and Goodell's agreement in the CBA and the collective bargaining agreement. But either way, guys, that's one of those things that's touchy. That's why the courts might have to look at it, put the injunction to stay in there, and review it themselves to see if everything was handled properly. And if they did violate Zeke's rights on this and his livelihood, you can see this thing not only go for the whole year, but when they do come back with a decision, they could wipe these games off. All this is maybes and hopeful things, okay, guys? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but just keep it in mind. A lot of changes are going to be happening tomorrow and the end of this week and into next week about the whole Zeke drama. So stay tuned for that, guys. Let me see what else we have here. Frankie G, we still have to be able to pay Zach Martin, and that I mentioned that earlier, guys. That's why I kind of threw that in today, the Zach Martin thing, because remember, he's the only lineman left we don't have signed to a long-term contract. So when he's out there, and we try to get him signed before this season started, basically. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. The goal is still by the Cowboys and by Zach Martin's agent to be done before the end of the season. And they're already talking about they've gotten a lot closer. A couple of weeks ago, I reported on this as well. They were still way, way apart. Now they're a lot closer in making a decision, and money and years and extension and all that stuff. So, guys, look forward to that being wrapped up, hopefully sooner than later. Mr. Wright, I saw some trades happen. I'm sick the Cowboys didn't do. Offensive line Cam Irving. I heard about that. Yeah, I know it's worth getting another lineman that could definitely help us and give us some kind of at least depth. And a second round Reggie Ragland. Yep, I know, guys. I know. And we have so many compensatory picks next year. We're gonna have like 12 picks. So overall, I mean, it definitely is worth maybe a risk on a lower draft pick for one of these flyer players that are released or cut or gonna be cut, because those guys are gonna be cut, and that's why they got traded, guys. Kind of like an Alfred Morris deal, except we actually need Alfred Morris because Zeke's gone. Kurt, what's up? Missing the game will suck. I know. I definitely understand. Yeah, definitely. It's better for everybody. I guess it's better for everybody. Houston, I understand why they did that, and it's probably for the best. It's just a preseason game. They had sold already 40,000 tickets, so they already had half of the stadium filled up, and the rest would have been filled up. It would have been another huge amount of money going towards the Hurricane Relief Fund. But guys, remember, J.J. Watt, he was doing his own thing. He's got over $7 million, I think he's got already raised. He started with just $100,000 of his own money. It's $7 million in 3 days. That's fantastic. Also, American Red Cross, they're raising millions. That's what my daughter, just if you watched earlier, she, had her money. We're going to do this right after the stream. We're going to call them, the Red Cross for the Hurricane Harvey Fund, and it's 1-855-999-GIVE. So just, guys, if you want to do something other than offer thoughts and prayers, I like to do things. We like to do things here at My Cowboys Family, not just say things. So my daughter gave, some of her, she had some money saved. She took it from her account, and she's donating $10. Myself and my fiance are going to donate some money as well. You guys go ahead and do that too. Let's come together as a football family, NFL family, and help out Houston for this, this unfortunate catastrophe with the floods and everything going on. So we touched on that earlier, touched it again, and it's worth touching on multiple times because this is about people now, guys, bigger than football. But going back to football, guys, nice to see everybody out here. LeRae Elliott, what's up? Yes, the NFL is definitely trying to save face, and to me, they're doing a very poor job of it. JD, what's up? Good to see you on here, man. Make sure you subscribe and like this stream, guys, if you haven't yet. Hit that thumbs up. Hit subscribe and hit the little notification bell next to the subscribe button. I know YouTube just changed a lot of their stuff over, so you might have to look a little harder for it. But guys, definitely check it out. Subscribe, hit like or whatever. And also, I wanted to say, guys, today, I guess everything kind of you might be seeing some ads on our streams or on our videos because we have now gotten over the amount and been approved to, I guess, monetize things. That's just kind of because it is all original content. You know, the little stuff, little things that trickle through there. If you want to watch some of the ads, go for it, guys. It helps us on this way. It's a way of like donating, I guess, in a way to us without actually donating. Just like watching a advertisement or clicking on it. You know, that helps them. It helps us. And maybe we get better microphones, another microphone where my fiance's on, and a little better camera. We'll see. Every little bit helps, guys. We appreciate it. And again, just saying, there's a Patreon account. You can just donate $1 or something if you guys really, really wanted to help us out. We appreciate every single penny. But again, first and foremost, guys, donate to the Houston Hurricane Harvey situation. I'd rather you do that than to us right now. So what's up, South of Heaven? Back on here. Love your live streams. But South of Heaven, guys, go to his site, especially on Facebook. He has jerseys for sale. And, you know, just he makes his own at a good rate, at a good price. He makes custom jerseys. Check out South of Heaven. Wolf Rider, what's up? Do we make money? We make no money on this. Zero money so far. And we're not trying to. We didn't do this to make money, guys. We do this because we are passionate Cowboy fans. Obviously, I'm the most passionate, but my daughter is so into it right now, as Wolf Rider probably knows. My fiance is. If you watch our introduction video, you'll see all the information of how we became Cowboy fans or how long we've been Cowboy fans for. Pretty much my mother, myself, our whole entire lives. My daughter as well, and my fiance. She's been a fan for the Cowboys since she met me, and just become a big time Cowboys fan, diehard. Her son as well has also become a big Cowboy fan as well. So hey guys, it's just Cowboy Nation growing every day. So do we make money on YouTube? What camera do we use? We use a Logitech camera. It's a 1080, I think it is, but it kind of scans down. I don't know, not the best one, but we could try to improve that. YouTube, guys, you're talking about like 3 cents a month you're gonna probably make on this, but every little time you watch an ad or let it run all the way through or click on it, it helps us. So go for it if you guys can do that. Yeah, so he's Mike Mosh on Facebook and Twitter. So look up Mike Mosh if you want to get a custom-made jersey of any Cowboy player you want, or anyone really. You can talk to him about that on his site, guys. I see there's about 15 people on here. Guys, hit the like button. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the little notification button. We're going to jump over to this fantasy football thing at the end of the week. On Saturday, we're doing a fantasy football live draft, guys. And, of course, you guys have to be at your computers. It's going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Whoever's in the league, keep that in mind. Get on your computers, 9 p.m. Eastern, so 6 p.m. Pacific, and you know where you are if you're in between. And get on there. There's only going to be about 45 seconds per pick, guys. There's like 350 players getting drafted. It's going to take us 5 hours if we do it even 1 minute per pick. So to avoid all the issues, guys, we're going to look at about 2.5 hours of in-depth fantasy football, 20 teams, 15-round picks, guys. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be fun. And we're going to have like a double screen up on our stream here just for the fantasy football draft. One facing the TV as the draft gets going and as each pick goes on, and one facing us and our reactions. Because I know there's going to be some guys you're going to steal from me right before my pick. So you'll see our reactions on that too. On Saturday, we're going to have the 53-man cut-down roster for our final roster. It's going to basically be announced on Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Is going to be the roster cuts, and we'll be able to discuss for an hour or so from like 4:30 to 5:30 Eastern time. I'm going to go on here with my fiance, and we're going to discuss the cuts we made, the players available out there for us, and, what moves we might be making the next couple of days with the guys that are out there in free agency now. So that's going to be interesting and fun, kind of like seeing who we're going to add onto the team the last spot or two. And it's going to be probably a couple new guys added onto our team. I'm going backwards, so that was Saturday. Friday, guys, on Friday, my fiance and I are going to bring you a 53-man Dallas Cowboys roster special. Our predictions, what we think. We've kind of gone through the ins and outs of all the positions, of the injuries, of the suspensions, and kind of formulated a good 60-player list. And from there, we're going to break it down to some bubble guys, and we're going to break it down to some guys that probably, out of those, we need to get 53 in the end, but we're going to have some guys in injured reserve. We're going to have some guys suspended. So keep that in mind. We're going to go through all of that, along with some practice squad guys, too, we think are going to make it and going to trickle out from waivers into our practice squad. So keep watching for that. It's going to be a good 2-hour stream that night on Friday night. So keep that on your calendars, and make sure you have your notifications on. Tomorrow, as I said already at the beginning of the stream, since there is no Cowboy game, I'm going to create a Cowboy game for you guys with the players that we're supposed to be playing. I'm going to move all the backups in my Madden game, my Madden 18 game. I'm going to move all the backups in for the Houston team and play it out. Just going to go through all the players, kind of talk about them, mainly focus on our guys and our backups. Maybe talk about some possible cuts or guys that I think are going to make the team, in the gameplay I'm going to stream tomorrow. So let's look over here. Oh, by the way, guys, I did want to say something about Anthony Hitchens. I did forget. I kind of reminded myself when I was talking about these injuries. They actually announced he's not going to go on the PUP list because he can't. Once you practice in training camp, you cannot go on the physically unable to perform list. The only way you can go on that is if you have not practiced yet in training camp. So people like Jordan Lewis has already practiced. People like Hitchens obviously already practiced. Chaz Green has already practiced. These guys are not going to be going on any kind of lists. Rico Gathers already practiced. They can go on any of the PUP list. So that's off the board on those guys. As you guys know, Leon McFadden was put on the IR. Not sure how long he's going to be there. If we're going to cut him and get us a settlement and pay him a settlement, or if he's going to be staying on our IR. Either way, he's out for the whole season. But Hitchens is not going to be put on the PUP list. And now they're saying he's not going to be put on the injured reserve DTR list, which is designated to return, which means you miss 8 weeks and you can come back. Because of the good news, the great news that we got from his knee scope today, he's going to be he's not going to go on any of those lists, and it looks like he's going to just go on to the inactive list of the 53-man roster, guys. And again, on our side of things, it changes our lineup too, because we already had him moved off the roster onto this special designation where he'll be back in 8 weeks, and we could decide on that, 8 weeks from now. But now that he's going to be coming back sooner than later from this injury, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks at the latest, it's a great sign, guys. It means that, he's going to probably. It's a great sign, the fact that he could come back in 4 weeks. He's not, but I'm just saying technically he come back a lot sooner. But that also takes away one of the spots that we kind of had set up for someone like a Lewis Neal or like a Robert Blanton, or the extra receiver or the extra quarterback and that kind of thing. So it's going to be interesting. We're definitely looking forward to that on Friday, guys. So stick around and come back and join us for that. Let me go check some of these comments, guys. LeRae Elliott, people keep saying that we're going to lose because of Zeke. They're forgetting. Exactly. We have really good running backs, guys. We have 3 solid running backs. Aside from Zeke, we have McFadden, we have Alfred Morris, and we have Rod Smith, guys. Don't forget about him. I'm telling you guys, I think that we hit the jackpot with these 3 guys. Now, when Zeke comes back, what happens to Alfred Morris? Time will tell. We shall see. But until then, I think we're keeping him on the team because of Zeke's possible, and I stress possible, suspension. Space Cowboy. Again, if you need tips for FFL, let me know for sure. Fantasy football leagues. I've been doing this for like 20 years. Pretty good with this. The first time I'm going to live stream my reaction and my fiance's reaction for a fantasy draft. But this is our special little league. So MCF, my Cowboys family, 20 teams, guys. I've never done 20-team league before. I've done some mock drafts. I'm getting like third string, slot receivers in the 4th round. It's going to be an interesting draft for sure. Frankie G, I don't understand why we signed another running back. I know we did. I didn't make a mention of him because, guys, he's a camp body. That guy we got, I think he was formerly from the Steelers. His name is running back. He's a running back, and his name is Brandon Brown Dukes. He seems to be just like a camp body. He's not going to probably. I guess maybe we're thinking of signing him to see if he was in. If this game was going to go through tomorrow, which is not. So they'll probably keep him around for some reps and a camp body for another 10 days or so, if that. But honestly, guys, he's going to have to make the 53-man roster to be on the team any longer than Saturday, so he'll be gone Saturday. Don't expect much from him. I don't know why they signed him either. Mr. Wright, I'm not happy about the chess game of probably putting Rico on IR. I want him on the field. Guys, as I said this before, 2 days ago, Rico Gathers posted on Twitter that Zeus is coming back soon, with fire emojis all on there, which that's his own words. And the next day when they asked Jason Garrett in his press conference about that, he kind of just shrugged it up and said, no, he's on concussion protocol. And he kind of looked a little upset. I don't know if they really wanted Zeus. They don't know if they really wanted Rico Gathers to really announce that yet. They're working him back for whatever reason. They're working him back slowly and silently. Do not expect, after hearing that Rico posted that and the fact that even though he's still in concussion protocol, I hope he's not going to be on IR. I definitely hope, if anything, he won't be. He'll only be on the 8-week IR at worst. But it just we want to see him out there. We don't want any any steps back on his progression. He's the kind of guy that the last time he played football, real tackle football was 8th grade, guys. He's been playing basketballs the rest of his life, and he's drafted as a basketball player because he's so agile and tall and strong that he can do a lot of things. It's like going up for a rebound. That's why we got him, and that's why it's been a project for a year. He was progressing fantastic this season until the injury and the concussion with Kevon Frazier in practice. So now we're going to see what happens. But I don't see anything worse than the 8 weeks out. But either way, guys, expect him. As I said, he has to practice next week. He has to actually get out the concussion protocol. They said it was a really nasty concussion, so that's why he's been out this long. But next week, if he does not get in practice on Monday, you can bet that he's not going to play against that. He's going to be an inactive against the Giants. So just keep that in mind, guys. Let's see here. JD, what's up? All our running backs would start on other teams. I agree with you. And Rod Smith, and on some teams, he would be a starter, guys. The way what he's shown out there and the upside to him, I agree. We have 3 good running backs back there, aside from Zeke. We have McFadden, who can start with a lot of teams. Alfred Morris, who definitely can start on a lot of teams. And Rod Smith, who can definitely start on some teams. And, of course, Zeke, who will start on every team. So, guys, we're set at running back. I think people, let them do their talking. Let our players do the talking on the field. So, yeah, we're definitely good, JD. We're definitely good. Let me just check on something here. Make sure the stream, everybody can hear me all right? The stream going away? Oh, okay, I hope. Listen, I'm showing here green, so it looks like it's a good deal here. I'm just saying through my program, through OBS, it shows you if you have a good, clean stream, and we do so far. So that's awesome. Guys, anything else you guys want to discuss out there, let me know. As I said, we discussed today, I'll give you a quick wrap-up. Well, we donated at the beginning of this show today, at the beginning of the stream, we donated $10. My daughter donated $10 to the American Red Cross for the Hurricane Harvey fund. And to help out over there. Definitely, guys, if you can, please give something. If you guys can get there somehow and help people there in person, please do that. We like to do things on this channel. So, of course, my fiance and I will be donating some money as well. We also talked about the Browns releasing Joe Hayden, the cornerback. He was cut, signed by the Pittsburgh Steelers for $9 million, guys. Let him waste the money. He's kind of on the decline of his career. $9 million is way too much for someone like him who's on his, already reached his pinnacle a couple years ago. Definitely lost a step and injury prone. Just not worth the money, guys. So don't get too upset about that. Of course, you guys know the Houston Cowboy game was canceled for tomorrow. But, guys, come back on here. Tomorrow afternoon/evening. Probably not going to have a video like this unless something big comes out with the Zeke issue information or the Zeke trial or any kind of new stuff. I might make a quick video. But the main video tomorrow is going to be Madden. So keep us, watch us. It's going to be a live stream on here. You're going to hear me talking some. I'm going to put in our backups on Madden. I'm going to put the backups for the Houston Texans. And we're going to just run a game. I'm going to discuss all the players, our backups, and, discuss a little bit about 53-man list that we're making for Friday, guys. Keep that in mind. Friday, 53-man cut down list. We'll give our predictions, and on Saturday is the actual day that they do the cut down. Cowboys will practice tomorrow, even though there's no game. They instead of pre-practice, they're gonna practice a regular practice, and then they're gonna go do some community outreach for the hurricane issue in Houston. There was a kickoff luncheon today at the Cowboys at the Star. They announced the entire team out there that was in training camp. They announced the 2016 awards for the Cowboys team. Of course, special teams MVP was Chris Jones, our punter. Defensive MVP was Sean Lee, our linebacker, the man in the middle. And our offensive MVPs were both Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. So congrats to all of them. Obviously, Zeke was not at practice today. He was still in New York. He's going to be in New York tomorrow as well. Jerry Jones, I just want to make a quick statement about him. That he stated that his biggest mistake he's done since he's owned the Cowboys and football-related mistakes was that the way he fired Tom Landry was very, very disrespectful, I guess. And I know most Cowboy fans that remember those days, they agree. Zach Martin, they're still working on his extension contract. They did announce today that it's getting closer, guys. That's good news. The goal is to have it done before the end of the season, obviously. We don't want to wait till the offseason and then have to get into a situation where now he's out there and taking other teams, you know, being offered around. He's offering his services around the league, and then we have to do like a battle with other teams about who's going to sign him. We don't want to deal with that with Zach Martin. We need to sign him up before the end of this year. So that's the goal, and it looks like they're headed almost there. They're definitely headed that way. Talked about Rico Gathers and the concussion already. Of course, we went into deep information about Anthony Hitchens, about his knee scope, showed not only that he did not have a tear in his ACL or MCL or any other issues that were worsening, but guys, Anthony Hitchens, great news that it's actually less serious than they first thought, and he was going to be back before 8 weeks. So we're looking at probably more, it's like 6 to 8 weeks. He's not going to go on the PUP list. He cannot actually. He's not going to go on that, probably not on that IR designated to return list, which keeps you out 8 weeks, because he could be back earlier. So guys, that's great news about Anthony Hitchens. Justin Durant will be playing in his spot. He's the main guy going to be taking over at linebacker, probably taking most of the reps. You're going to see Jalen Smith in there as well. And you're going to see Jalen Smith playing nickel, starting nickel defense a lot too, guys. Get ready for some of that this year too, with Sean Lee in there with him at the nickel. And of course, Damian Wilson will be in there as our third linebacker in the 4-3, our base defense, until he gets suspended, which hopefully will be middle of the year or later. And we spoke about the Zeke appeal, guys. The Zeke thing was crazy. That so much new information. We posted it on my Cowboys family Twitter. So go check that out. You can see the actual witness affidavit under oath that it was one of Zeke's classmates that was doing a project with him during that week where she alleged that he beat her up over a span of 4 days, and he had taken pictures on the 20th, the 21st, and early morning of the 22nd. 0 bruises, 0 scratches, 0 cuts, 0 injuries, guys. Just letting you know. It looked nothing like the pictures she showed a day later after she got into a fight. So, guys, it's obvious to any human that has critical thinking skills that Zeke, at the very least, should not be found guilty of anything or be punished by the NFL for something that is almost proving his side of the story over hers on a situation it's very difficult to prove 100% one or the other when these things happen. So it's crazy what we saw today in that. But again, guys, there's a special mystery witness coming tomorrow. That's why they actually were going to wrap it up today, but they said that they're going to have to wrap it up Friday because there's a person tomorrow. We don't know if it's a woman or a man. There's been multiple witnesses that have been testifying under oath, and they've all been in favor of Zeke, whether it's because they saw her at the pool without any marks during that week, whether they saw her at the club before the fight with no scratches or bruises that day. Now they have photographs from this guy who took pictures. His classmate took photographs of them on the 21st, on the 20th, and on the morning of the 22nd. No scratches, no bruises, no cuts, guys. I mean, do you really need more evidence than that? She said it happened that week, and everybody said no, it didn't, including Zeke. Yet they took her side. And you know what's funny? The NFL investigators, all 4 of them, not one of them investigated or asked or interviewed or questioned Tiffany Thompson, the accuser, who I'm going to label right now as probable liar. So just saying that. Just throwing that out there, guys. It's got to be real sometimes. And my critical thinking skills tell me she's lying. And that's not even including all the other stuff on the texts and her chat messages that she's talking about, lying for me, talking to her friends to lie for her, that's saying she wants a boob job and a vacation with her friends to extort money from Zeke, to make, porn websites and not porn, but like Zeke naked or whatever, trying to post that, make an email with him, make websites, that kind of. This is so shisty. She's so dirty. She's harassing him 3 months later, wanting to come back with him, and he had to file a harassment charge against her, and all these things aren't even included in this hearing, guys. So just I don't know. I guess you guys posted what you think, but obviously I think we're all on the same page here. She's be lying. So let's see here, guys. I want to check a couple more things here. Probably another. Let me just see where we're at here, guys. I want to keep this to about an hour tonight. I will say there's something else coming out later tonight, so keep watching. So we've got about 10 minutes, guys, and I'm gonna log off. Guys, if you haven't yet, hit like or thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. And we're gonna do tomorrow. I'm gonna do that Houston, Dallas preseason game matchup, even though it's not going to be on TV, it's going to be on this channel. And I'm going to talk about our Cowboy players and some of the Houston guys, and mainly our Cowboy guys, our backups, as if there was a game. So let's see here. Just a preseason game. If you're on the bubble on the team, it sucks if you're in the bubble. Exactly. That's where it hurts us Cowboys abroad. It hurts those guys on the bubble. And I wonder how they're going to decide who's going to be the second quarterback now, because this is supposed to be a battle between Kellen Moore and Cooper Rush. And now we're not going to see that battle, so we're going to see what happens with the Cowboys and who they're going to list as their number 2 quarterback. Mr. Wright, Vontae Burfict. Yeah, he reduced his suspension, but guys, they're trying to make an example out of Zeke. It's a little bit different. They obviously are trying to make him as an example. Vontae is not a big name like Zeke, even though he is a big name, but not as big, guys. You know, Zeke is he's carrying the league on his shoulders with a couple other guys, and Zeke one of the faces of this league. Dallas Cowboys for life. What's up? Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? Cowboys abroad again. Hello. Thoughts on Hayden to Steelers? I already said that. How about them Cowboys? By the way, how you doing? But I did already mention that I have no problem with the Steelers buying him up for $9 million. An injury-prone older cornerback who definitely lost a step and is on the decline. They can have him. It's not worth $9 million, guys. And if you guys know anything about salary cap and how much space we have open, we're trying to still get Zach Martin on there. It'd be stupid for us to sign someone like that for $9 million, guys. It'd be stupid to do that. You tell me, I don't know. You telling me Patrick Peterson? I say, okay, go for him. not Hayden. Not for $9 million. Let's see here. Frankie G. How about them Cowboys? He got paid too much money. Exactly. Thank you. Mr. Wright. Not playing the preseason game sounds like an empathetic move. There are 37 players on each roster need time to show. Exactly. This is their livelihood, and it unfortunately stinks for them. But again, guys, the coaches for Houston, the players for Houston, they want to be back there in Houston with their families. I can understand why they did this. There's been so much money raised for this. They still need more. I think it would have helped to have this game. I mean, they already had 40,000 seats sold this morning, guys. So they only need another 40,000, and I would have easily been gone by today or tomorrow. And it would have been a full house. It would have been an event to see. It would have been a great, it would have been a good focus for the whole league to just be on this game, not for the game, but for the awareness of the hurricane and the money being raised for it. That's been scrapped, obviously. But they definitely put up a lot of money. The NFL, the players, us put some money in there. You guys go for it, guys. A little bit helps. DC Farrell, yep, she is a gold digger. I gotta, I can't dispute that. The way what's been shown on her text with her and her friends, and what she did to Zeke after these accusations, and all the facts and proofs and photos that are coming out now that she didn't have one bump or bruise on her, that whole time when she said she swore that not under oath, she just swore it to herself, to the cops that this happened. It's not evidence, guys. That's he said, she said, and that does not work. It shouldn't work, and it doesn't work in the justice system. In the NFL, it could work, and they are allowed to do what they did based off of her accusations and the NFL's feelings on their investigation, which, by the way, again, I'm going to stress, they never ever even interviewed Tiffany Thompson, the accuser. Not once. For these people, 13 months, not one actual interview with the accuser, only took her paperwork and said, that's true, and then went with that. So BS on that. Frankie G, he got 3-year, $27 million. Yeah, that's in this. If you guys talk about the same guy, that's crazy. If you talk about Hayden, that's still too much money. Yeah, I know, Mr. Wright. Yeah, you say he's a gold digger. How about them Cowboys? Frankie G, I would have paid him $5 million this year. I don't think we could even afford that. How about them Cowboys? Especially when you think about Zach Martin's contract that's hanging over our heads still. Rush, 100% better than Moore. Moore should be the third quarterback, but you never know what the Cowboys are going to say. And again, it doesn't matter really what they say. They could say that Moore is the second guy just to not hurt his feelings, because they couldn't really get through with this last game and really put the nail in his coffin, so to speak, when it comes to Kellen Moore, and have Rush 100% surpass him. He really should be. Both guys are going to make this team most probably. Just keep that in mind. You're right, Frankie G. I don't care if it's $9 million, $7 million, or $5 million. It's still too much for Hayden. Sorry, per year. It's too much. Not from us. Steelers, go for it. They got him, so they can enjoy him. We're going to see a lot of cuts, guys, coming around on Saturday at 4 o'clock Eastern time. That's when we're going to make a couple pickups then. I definitely going to, you can count on that. We're going to make at least a pickup or two, whether it's a lineman, offensive lineman, whether it's a cornerback, whether it's a linebacker, guys. Really, people like Mark Nasacha, defensive. And do you think we're going to get somebody better than Lewis Neal out there on the free agent market? Do you think we're going to get somebody better than Byron Bell as an offensive swing guard tackle, or Joe Looney, a center swing guy. I mean, remember, guys, if they're cutting them, I'm not saying they can't be better than our guys, but they're gonna have to, really show something that these other guys either are lacking, or, why would you want to pick up somebody who's the same as the guy you have? It has to now learn the whole system again. It hasn't been there with you for 6 weeks. Doesn't make sense. So you got to pick somebody up that's really going to contribute, even if it's just depth-wise, and somewhere we have weakness, which I think linebacker. If we don't have Nasacha, we have 6 linebackers, guys. One that's, Jalen Smith. We know his injury situation. Another one that's going to be suspended, which is Damian Wilson. And the other one, which is injured for 6 to 8 weeks, which is Hitchens. So we really have 3 linebackers. We need a 4th in there, or a 5th. And, let's see what the Cowboys do with that. Because right now on the squad, Nasacha's the best one left after those guys. I met those top 5 guys or 6 guys, and then we go nothing. We got Nasacha and nothing. So we're going to have to pick someone up after the cuts on Saturday. So let's see, Larae Elliott. She's making females who really, exactly. Hey, listen, I know some women that have been through this, and they are saying the same thing. With this kind of evidence, this only hurts other claims of domestic violence or domestic abuse. When you see this happening, how do you trust a man or woman's word that they were abused? When this happens on occasion, not all the time, not most of the time, but it does happen often, guys, more than people want to admit, that women or men lie about being hit or abused. And then, and it's a shame that they go through these lengths. I mean, this woman is taking it all the way. And if you look at the facts, there's nothing to take. This would have been over. It wasn't a football player. It wouldn't even been. She wouldn't even taken this. She wouldn't even done this to him if it wasn't a football player, guys. These NFL players, especially someone like Zeke, who's immature and still very young, needs to get smarter up here when it comes to dealing with people in general, but especially women out there that are looking, and a lot of them are. Don't try to deny it out there. Women looking for money from these superstar players. So, guys, just it goes both ways. The guys like Greg Hardy, who did what he did, and it seemed like it really did happen. He needs to pay the damn price and be out for the whole year. If Zeke did that, I would say get him out the whole year, but he didn't do that. Not 1 ounce of evidence shows that, and everything just backs his side. So, guys, when it shows that way, you got to go that way. You can't have it both. You can't have it say every accusation is right and every man that is accused is wrong. You can't do it that way. That's why there's a legal system. That's why there's evidence, and that's why there's there's more than just the NFL dictatorship, which was allowed by the CBA, unfortunately. But they are ruining his name, dragging his name through the mud, hurting his livelihood, guys. And that could be what saves Zeke from being suspended at all this year. We shall see. I'm not saying that he's not going to be. And I definitely am still saying that the NFL is definitely not going to take away any games. I think there's going to be 6 games. But he's taking it to the courts to get that injunction. And using this kind of information, everything here is getting set up for that. All these eyewitnesses that are testifying under oath, his testimony under oath, all of this is just getting ready for the legal battle that's going to come in a couple days or soon after this decision is made on the appeal by the NFL, guys. So expect this to go on for a while. If it continues into the season, he'll be playing. But if the injunction or the stay is not withheld and it's not given to him, then he's going to have to serve the suspension, guys. And it's going to be unfair, but it is what it is. And the NFL and the Players Association agreed to this collective bargaining agreement, which is now biting the players in the butt. So we'll see what happens. Let me roll through some of these, and then we're going to have to shoot out of here, guys. I see there's like 14 of you guys. Hey, I love it. I love the fact that we even have 10 to 14 to 15 guys on here. People on here, guys, girls, children, whoever, ask away. We have a couple more minutes left. Hit the like button for the stream. Make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't. I know most of you have already. Get ready for that fantasy draft on Saturday. The cuts coming, NFL cuts coming on Saturday. And a little Madden game for tomorrow. I'm going to also say one last thing at the end of this video about what we have ready for tonight. And they're going to live stream tonight something with Madden. So I know a couple of you guys were asking about it. I'll explain it in a minute. What's up? Let's see who we got out here. Yep. I saw that Dallas Cowboys for life. Goodell got booed at the Super Bowl by Cowboys Nation. He got booed by everybody. He gets booed by everybody. So that's the way it usually is with commissioners, though. They're the hated guys. But, there's more reason to hate this commissioner than commissioners in the passing NFL and commissioners in other leagues, guys. I know they used to boo David Stern, but, man, David Stern really helped the NBA. So people might have booed him because he's a commissioner. He has to do certain things. You got to do it sometimes. But he was one of the best commissioners of all sports, David Stern. And really, Goodell should take a look at him. We had Pete Rozelle back in the 80s and 90s. He was a good commissioner. We had Tagliabue. But this Goodell is garbage. Garbage. Stacy, okay, so let's see here. Mr. Wright says Stacy Elliott is not going to let his Elliott's not going to let his name get and his boy's name be tarnished. I agree. If there's any punishment, guys, he's going to be fighting this to the courts if they don't take off all the games. So yeah, definitely going to be a long fight, and I think he's doing this to save his name. And again, imagine if you guys or girls, imagine if you guys were in that situation, and you were accused falsely, and even the courts and even the prosecution, even the cops all dropped it on you. Yet your employer held it over your head, and now is not letting you work and is tarnishing your name, saying that you are a woman beater. Who's going to hire you after that? Who's going to buy your product if you're like Ezekiel Elliott? Who's going to, want to wear your jersey? This hurts him, guys, and that's what they're going to go with when it goes to the injunction to stay. And if they violated his rights, yes, under the NFL collective bargaining agreement, they did not violate his rights per se because they followed the rules, but by not doing a proper investigation and then coming up with this guessing game based on made-up evidence from the accuser and he said, she said situation, when you compare it to what he's been offering to them, there's no comparison, guys. I mean, I really hope justice prevails when it gets to the courts. It's not going to do it in the NFL. NFL has their own rules, but when it goes to the courts, we shall see. How about them Cowboys? How about a pass rusher? I agree, but DeMontre Moore, keep that name in your mind, guys. Week 2, he's not going to be a full-time player. He's going to be an award daddy. That's my guess. And David Irving, when he comes back week 4, after week 4, watch for him too, guys. He's a disruptor just like Stephen Paya. We have like 8 guys right now on the defensive ends and defensive tackles, guys. 8 or 9 players right now we're going to be keeping. So we have to cut someone like Lewis Neal to pick up a good defensive end. Keep that in mind. Dallas Cowboys for life. What's your shirt say? Can't see it. You can take the hat, but not the heart, guys. There it goes. Not the heart. There, you guys see it. You know what it says. There you go. You can't take that from us, guys. You guys remember Jason Witten against the Eagles? They took off the helmet, but you know what? They didn't take the heart out, man. We won that game, if you guys recall. So let's see here. What's up, Alid Aubrey? Nice to hear from you. I always like you and Cowboys Abroad and Mr. Wright. All you guys' inputs, guys. How about them Cowboys? DC for life. Frankie G. You guys have great input. Leary Elliott. Steve Scoggins and out there. You guys are all doing great. Amy Can Fly, Purple Gaming, Wolf Rider, Bobby J. Johnson. What's up, man? I haven't seen you in a couple of streams. Good to see you back here. I've never done anything to this channel. Why are my questions not being answered? If you want me to unsubscribe. No, I missed it. Sorry there, Bobby. Usually when my fiance is on, she puts a stop to my my nonstop talking, and she goes to the questions. So sorry about that. You'd have to go back a little bit and let me know what you said. I can't do it from here. Let me see if I can check it. No, don't want to do that. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. Let me see if I can check his message. We're at an hour here, so I will be taking off soon. Bobby J. We might have to get one of these. One of these days I have to get up to 1,000 subscribers so we can do that money chat, whatever. I'm trying to find your question. Ask it again, Bobby J. I'm sorry about that. I missed it. No offense, hopefully. I like your questions, too. You got a lot of good questions out there, Bobby J. So definitely like to hear from you. And we'll take a couple more questions, and we're going to wrap this thing up. So as I said, guys, as Bobby's getting his question out to me and anybody else out there, hit the like button, guys, for the stream. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. And remember, tomorrow's going to be the Madden game with the Houston Texans and Dallas Cowboys. We're going to just replay it on the Madden game since there's no game tomorrow. Going to do that as our live stream tomorrow. We're going to discuss some Cowboy players. Going to discuss a couple of Houston players and mainly our backups. Going to have a whole 45 minutes on that tomorrow. I'll have my headset on so I can chat with you guys. You guys just send me messages through the stream, and I can still answer your questions. So that's tomorrow. That's Thursday night. On Friday night, we're going to do our 53-man special, guys. I want to hear from you guys, too. When my fiance and I go over this, we got our 53 guys plus the injured and suspended guys on our list and plus a practice squad list. It's going to be a good 2-hour stream probably. So stay with us that night on Friday night. Chill and relax because the next day is the big cut down day. It's going to go from 90 to 53, guys. So that's going to be a big deal for not only our team who we release, but also who's out there that maybe we can pick up. As how about them Cowboys said, we need a rusher. Or as I'm saying, maybe a linebacker for depth. maybe a cornerback if there's a good guy out there that's inexpensive. So we got to really wait and see what happens with that. But again, I'm just setting you guys up every day here. And then, of course, Saturday evening, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, our My Cowboys Family Fantasy Football 20-team draft. I'm going to do a live stream here with you guys. So make sure you guys are at your computer at whatever time is 9 o'clock Eastern in where you live, and let's get it on. It's going to be fun. Let's see here. Bobby J, if you're still out there, make sure you make sure you ask your question again, man. I want to answer your question if you had posted one. I can't see if you did or not. Lorraine Elliott, are we ready for next Sunday? I think that after the cut down day, after we hear what's going on with Zeke, so I say no, not right now. We're not ready for next Sunday, not yet. We still have a lot of things to go over still. And it's going to really start getting, I'd say Sunday to Monday is when it's going to really start getting serious. That's when we'll know we're ready. And I have confidence the Cowboys will be ready then. But until we get the Zeke information kind of coming to a close, until we get the cut downs on Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, that's when we'll know. That's when we know what's going to be going on with that. So we'll see. Frankie G, after week 4, I won't be worried about the pass rush. I agree with you 100%. We're going to have DeMontre back week 3. We're going to have Irving back week 5. If we can go 2-2 at least, or maybe if we get lucky and pull a 3-1, we're set, guys. I don't have any fear. A lead. No game tomorrow, sad. Exactly. There are more important things. And, guys, I'm going to do my own little game tomorrow. So on the Madden, it looks so real, almost like the real game. We're going to do a quick practice game. Going to talk about our backups mainly. I'm going to try to put all the backups in like we would have seen in real life. So, we'll see what happens with that. But stay tuned for that. You can ask your question. We can talk. I'll still be able to see your chats. And I'll have my headset on so we can I can answer your questions and I'll be discussing the players. So we shall see how things go for that. On Friday, it's going to be the 53-man roster special. So stay tuned for that. On Saturday, we're going to have 2 separate streams, one for the cut-down rosters and who's out there to pick up. And then a couple hours later, we're going to do our big fantasy football 20-team stream for our My Cowboys Family League. So it'll be interesting. So let me see here. How about them Cowboys? Bye. Okay, take care. How about them Cowboys? I want to say one thing before everybody takes off here. I still see his 14 on here. My daughter tonight is going to do part 1 of the long shot on Madden 18. Guys, I haven't done it yet. I haven't looked at it yet. I was saving it for her to try it first. I think she's going to love it. I'm not sure if we're going to have a headset on or not. I'm sure if not her, I will have it. Either way, though, she's going to do it. She's going to try to follow the story. She really is excited about doing it. It's a school night, so she'll do it for maybe a half hour to an hour. A little later tonight, probably in about 30 minutes or so to an hour, she'll be doing it. So stay tuned for that. It'll be another quick little short stream just for the Madden long shot. Telltale, whatever that is, that gaming style they have for that. Let us see here. So Bobby J said with the players who were cut, who the Cowboys look at. I mean, I don't know yet. I mean, really, Saturday is going to be an interesting day. I think we got to really see who's going to be out there. I like some of the names mentioned already. It really comes down. I want to look at to see what their salaries are. Bobby J, I got to kind of see what the salaries are going to be and how much space are we going to have left over because we still have to sign Zach Martin, guys. We got to re-sign him. We got to get his extension cleared up, and it's got to be done before the end of the season. Let me see Bobby J. Johnson in the cut down. What do you think Will and the boys, Will McClay, who's been a savior for our team, and since he's been on there, I got to give him much respect. He's helped us a lot. What do you think we'll be looking to help our team? And I think I kind of brushed on this. Here's what I think, Bobby J. Johnson. I'm going to answer it straight up. The Cowboys are going to look for, and I'm going to go through positions. Quarterback, no. Running back, no. Receiver, no. Tight end, no. Offensive line, maybe, guys, for depth. But you got to find somebody better than our last guy on our offensive line. Right now, I see that being like Joe Looney, Byron Bell, Chaz Green, who's injured. We're going to find somebody better than those 3 guys. If we do, then yes, maybe. If not, then don't count on the offensive lineman. So that's our offense. Forget the long snapper, the kicker, and the punter. We know we got ourselves set with that. Defense, though, that's where we're going to go. And I think aside from, I really don't think we're going to go after a defensive end or forget defensive tackle. I think we're set there. Defensive end, I think we only go after a War Daddy type player, I'm going to give an example, like a Dwight Freeney, an older guy who could get for cheap, who's there for just specialty plays, especially until DeMontre Moore comes back. That's my opinion on the defensive end. I don't think it's a must or necessity, but I think if there's somebody out there that's cheap enough who they can use for short little spurts in the game throughout the season, that could be a good pickup for the Cowboys. Linebacker, I think we need depth, guys. We're so light right now. Mark Nasacha is our 7th linebacker. Remember, we start 3. We have 3 backups and Mark Nasacha as our 7th. You got to remember, we got Hitchens out, so now we're down to 6 guys with Mark Nasacha in there. And Jalen Smith, you don't want to overdo him. Now we got, we're going down, down, down. And now we got, Hitchens gone. Got Damian Wilson's going to be, suspended one of these days. Do we have enough depth there? Depth there at linebacker. I think that's our weakest spot when it comes to depth. Cornerback, I think, is our weakest overall spot in talent. But that's mainly because we haven't seen the rookies out there, guys. Jordan Lewis could be fantastic, but we haven't seen him there yet. Chidobe looks great. I think he's going to be great, and I think he's going to be fine. Especially, I think he'll be the most mature out of our rookies to be able to go out there and play. He's already going to be in our starting dime package, I think, as our, one of the cornerbacks, along out there with Skandrick, Carroll, and Anthony Brown. So you can definitely see he's going to be the leader of the rookies on defense when it comes to those guys. I mean, of course, you see Taco out there as well. I'm talking about the defensive coverage guys. So that's what I think we'll be looking for. I think mainly we're going to look for either a Ward Daddy pass rushing specialist that we can use on certain downs, on certain plays sporadically throughout the season to keep them healthy if there's an old guy. So that would be a good guy to look for in the cuts. And I think linebacker depth, another thing to look for in the cuts. If we have Mark Nasacha, cut his ass. And let's bring in somebody who's better than him. I think we could find somebody better than him as our 7th linebacker. And then cornerbacks, guys. Again, more for depth. I don't think we're going to find a superstar guy out there that's going to be cheap. Coverage is, you got to be young. You can't be old because you lose a step, you can't cover anymore. So that's one of those positions we really have to kind of go with what we have or find an extraordinary situation where we find a guy who's really got the skills there and can really produce for us. At the worst, I'd say, Marquez White, we've got to watch himself if we pick somebody up. If he's better than Marquez White or has more upside, then we should maybe do a move there as well. So I hope that answered your question, Bobby J. Johnson. I gave you like 5 minutes of question answering there. Sorry about missing it, man. I do try. And again, I see Amy Can Fly. Thank you. Yes, we try to really answer every question, and we will miss some people. But, if we miss it, we'll come back, and I'm sure we'll either touch on it with somebody else's question or eventually get to you. So, Ali, 1 out of every 15 NFL writers think the Cowboys will win the NFC East. Unreal. That's crazy. 1 out of 15 think we're going to win the East. And you know what, guys? Fantastic. I love that. You know why? Because we let them overlook us. That's why we don't want to be overconfident. We want the us against the world attitude, guys. And I have no problem with what these people, these talking heads and these sports writers say. We know what we have on the Cowboys team. We know what we saw last year. They know what was seen and what was produced on the field last year. And it really comes down to Dak Prescott, the offensive line, and just staying with what works, guys. If we could just hold that ball, control the clock, it makes our defense better. So screw those guys that talk a lot of stuff on NFL.com or ESPN or any of these places. I don't care. This is where you want to hear this stuff. And again, guys, I really try to be, myself, my fiance, all of us try to be as non-biased as possible, guys. If Carson Wentz has a good game, he had a good game, If Eli Manning gets lucky and doesn't throw any interception in the game, he got lucky, he played well enough to win, or whatever it may be. But, we're going to talk real about the Cowboys, too, what we need, what we don't need. We're not a perfect team by far, but we're definitely not a 1 out of 15, predicted NFC East champion. We're definitely at least half of that, at least half, at the worst. We should have at least 7 or 8 people picking us to be there. But again, who cares what they think? Mr. Wright, I try to catch your stream tomorrow if I can. Be visiting South Korea. Well, enjoy. Be safe out there. A lot of bombs being flying off over Japan from North Korea. Take it easy, Mr. Wright. Be safe when you're out there. If you can catch it, great. If you can't, rewatch it when you can. All right. There'll be a lot of information about our rookies and our backups that would have been playing tomorrow. I'm going to play them in our game and on our Madden stream tomorrow. My daughter will be doing a Madden stream tonight, but not of the game. It's going to be of the long shot game, the story game, the movie game inside of the Madden 18 game. So keep an eye for that a little bit in about half an hour, 45 minutes from now. Good. I'm glad we got that question answered. Thank you, guys. How about them Cowboys and DC4 Live? Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you, guys. A lead. Cowboys signed Brand. I know. We talked about him already, a lead. I don't know why. He's going to be on the team for 4 days and then cut. Exactly. Waste of money. Rodis, what's up? How you doing? We cut us at the end of the stream. You have to go back to catch all the information. There was a lot of information about the Houston game, of course, canceled, about Anthony Hitchens' knee scope. Fantastic news back in 6 to 8 weeks rather than 8 to 10 weeks. Rico Gathers update, the Zeke appeal update, a couple other little things with the Zach Martin situation, the kickoff luncheon we had today where they announced some awards for the Cowboys team awards for last year's performances. All definitely worthy of them. So we'll see, guys. Rodis, what's up? Lee Ray Elliott, they scared us. And Wyatt Sports, I know. They're scared of us, guys. That sounds like a bunch of Giant fans just trying to pump their team up and put our team down. But it's nothing new when you're a Cowboy fan, and I've been one for 35 plus years. It's expected that this happens. We know everyone hates us. We're a polarizing team, guys. Either they love us or they hate us, and that means 31 other teams. Let's see here. Who's going to be the middle linebacker? Rodis, I'm glad you asked that. I said it earlier. I'll say it again as a quick answer. Justin Durant. He's going to be our number 52. He's going to be our starting middle linebacker. You're going to have some help with Jalen Smith, and they're on nickel packages. You can have Jalen Smith, and you can have Sean Lee playing linebacker with Jalen Smith playing the middle. We're going to keep Sean Lee on our base 4-3 defense. We're going to have in the middle Durant. Durant can play weak, strong, or middle. So keep that in mind. He's very versatile. But he's going to play the middle linebacker. Sean Lee's going to play the weak side. Damian Wilson's going to play the strong side. That's pretty much our starting team. We go into a nickel. Wilson comes off. Durant comes off. Sean Lee stays on. And the guy everyone loves to hear, number 54, Jalen Smith comes on the field. Now, not necessarily going to happen every time, but they're starting him right there. As of the last couple of days, they've been playing him as the starting linebacker, middle linebacker in the nickel, and then as a backup, he's still the starting middle linebacker in the nickel. So obviously they see something very, very worthy of him when they're in the nickel. So that's a good sign, guys. So I hope that answered your question for you, Rodis. A lead, no idea. Yeah, I know. There's no reason to sign that running back. I don't know why I did it. Nah. Glad you guys talked about canceled Cowboys and Texans game. Real question is whether you do it in Houston or in Dallas. Thank you, Bobby J. I'm glad you got your question answered. I hope that was approved. I always like your honestly, guys. Like I think I had like 2 or 3 people that really don't comment too much. All you guys who comment here, girls, guys, kids that comment here on a regular basis. You guys bring up some fantastic questions, and I really try to hit every single one of them, guys. When my fiance is running this with me, she is the one that reels me in, and gets the questions answered. So just make sure you guys, have some patience when it comes to the questions, and you have to repost them sometimes. Go for it, because I might miss them sometimes. Lead, the game is not going to be rescheduled. It's just canceled. No game. Like I said, though, we're going to have a Madden game tomorrow right over here on the stream, and I'll be playing the game, doing like the way I did last week for the Raiders, the pre-game to the Raiders game. But I'm doing it this week because there is no game, and I'll be mainly talking about our backups. I'm going to try to put in the whole team with like Cooper Rush and Switzer and Noah Brown and Bryce Butler. Let's say on offense, some backups in there too, like Rod Smith, Alfred Morris. I'm not going to use the starters. And I'm going to run them and talk about each of these players throughout the game for the 45 minutes to an hour that we are going to be playing it. And it'll be a live stream. I'll be talking to you guys through my headset. So join us tomorrow if you can do that. It probably won't be a stream like this unless there's breaking news with Zeke or other breaking news that's really, really major. Right now, tomorrow, they're going to do a quick little practice, and then they're going to go help out in Houston with the community outreach stuff. So not going to be much news tomorrow unless something breaking comes from the appeals hearing. Frankie G, you got to get the other mic and have her help you out. I know. Guys, like I said, you want to hit Patreon, you can help us out there. Hey, guys, we're going to have some ads now since we went over 10,000 views a couple days ago, and they approved us. So when you see an ad, I know it's annoying sometimes, click it. That would help us out. That's a way of donating without actually spending your money. So that would help us out. Eventually, maybe getting another one of these. So we can go double-fisted here. Guys, I'm going to about shut this down. Keep in mind, within the next 30 minutes to, I think 45 minutes, guys, next 45 minutes or so, my daughter's going to jump on there and play for about 30 to 45 minutes of the long shot game for Madden 18. Haven't even started it up yet, so I'm going to let her get her first reactions to it. Probably will be on the mic a little bit, so keep us in mind for that as well. And it should be a lot of fun just to see how that game. I don't know what it's gonna, what that game's really about, but I've held off so she can do it first because she really was excited about doing that. So that's gonna be done tonight within the next 30 minutes or 45 minutes. Tomorrow is the Cowboy Houston game on the Madden PlayStation 4. I'm going to be talking about our backups a lot tomorrow, and then 53-man roster prediction on Friday, guys, in the evening. It's going to be an hour to 2 hours for that stream because my I almost said her name, but my fiance and I are going to be doing the roster predictions, and we want to hear what you guys have to say about that too, guys. So make sure you guys join us on Friday for that as well. Saturday's a huge day. The cuts are coming. The 53-man finalized rosters are going to be here on Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern. We will have a stream after that's announced to see who's out there. Like Bobby J was asking, who we'll be getting. We'll know more when we see what's out there, who we're cutting, and who's made the team. And then shortly after, a couple hours after that, guys, for the guys and girls that are in our fantasy football league, the 20-team league, we're going to have a live stream for that too. Our reactions, our discussions about separate from the Cowboy thing, but still on this channel about fantasy football and our MCF, My Cowboys Family, 20-team points, PPR fantasy football league. So, guys, great to see everybody out there. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't liked the stream, please hit that like or that thumbs up. We appreciate it. And we want to make sure that you guys are having fun here, asking your questions. Hopefully we're providing a lot of good information that, either you can't get anywhere else or, a little more detail about. I really try to go in depth about stuff, guys. So, I love the interactions, the comments, and, we'll be back here daily. All right, guys? Keep an eye out for any Zeke updates tomorrow. We'll do our Houston Cowboy backup matchup discussion. Do a 53-man roster prediction on Friday. Do the cut downs special on Saturday afternoon. And in the evening, the draft, guys. And then from there on, it's on to the Giants, baby. You know what's coming. So I'm going to say kind of bye to the last couple of people I see here. I see, Madden Game, Ali, Savage level. Omar Estrada, what's up? Hey, just subscribe, like, and check back at the beginning of the stream. There's a lot of good information here, Omar. Rodus, thank you. You'll be watching. Good. And Ali, I know a fiance has no name, right? GOT, baby. Great show. All right, guys. Thanks again. Salute to everybody that helped me, guys. You can watch Law Nation's video. I actually made the last 2 nights. I've been actually calling in his show, asking some real good questions. He gives some real good answers. So you can go check his web page, his YouTube channel for the discussions that we had last night and the night before. Some good stuff in there on his channel. And how about them Cowboys got a good channel? South of Heaven has a good channel. All you guys, man. Anybody out there at the channel, join and subscribe. It's Cowboy Nation, baby. And as always, and forever, you know what's coming. Go Cowboys! Woohoo! Thanks, guys. Another great stream, and we'll see you all later tonight for the Madden. The Madden, kind of like that game that you do, whatever it's called, whatever it's. You know the name. I forgot it already. It's not the actual video game part. It's the actual story part. So Long Shot. That's what it is. Long Shot. Stay tuned for that shortly. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for the Madden game of the Houston and the Cowboys and the backups. And my little Madden wrap-up on that. All right, guys. Take care. Go Cowboys.